Welcome to The Gorgeous Effect, the podcast that's about to rock your marketing world. I'm Julie Chanel, and with my co-founder, Cathy Olson, we're the masterminds behind Funnel Gorgeous and FG Funnels. We're about to drop some serious tea on how to create funnels that not only look amazing, but actually convert into customers. We'll chat mouth-watering offers, copy, design, and give you an inside look of some of our best and worst funnels. No smoke and mirrors, just real strategies that work from two ladies who have been around the funnel block. So grab your coffee or something stronger, we won't judge, and get ready to unleash the gorgeous effect on your business. It's time to show the world what you've got. Let's do this.
Welcome back to another episode of The Gorgeous Effect. Today, I'm going to switch it up just a little bit, get a little crazy, and it's actually going to be a solo episode with yours truly. This is Cathy. I'm going to talk about something super fun because I think you're going to like this. I think you're really going to like it. It's like you're going to like it because it is fun to do, but also really helpful, and it's going to move the needle on something that you're really struggling with. Like, I know that's a big claim today, but I'm actually pretty excited about it because I think it's going to come through for you. I'm actually going to talk about turning rants into gold for your business. So if you're the type of person that likes ranting, or if you wish you could rant, but maybe you feel like you're supposed to be too polished, or you're supposed to be, something, whatever you feel like you're supposed to be in order to be successful, I'm going to kind of tell you what you can do. Like, actually, your ranting and the things that you want to say and put out in the world are actually going to be the key to unlocking what you do want. And that is, being seen, being trusted, being followed by others, being listened to, which is really like being a thought leader. I'm going to talk about how to turn your rants into you being a thought leader, sort of, right? In a roundabout way, and what my process is and how I do it. Super exciting because I think the number one problem is this whole idea of the attention economy. And because the online space is friggin' noisy. Like, so noisy. And not only that, everyone is like trying to figure out what's working. And so we're all like looking at each other like, is that working? Did you try that? Is that working? Right? Everyone is mimicking everybody else. And so it's like turning into this just like weird place, especially in the business space. And I guess not only in the business space, because even with content creators, they're all kind of mimicking each other. Did that work? Did you, what kind of posts are you posting? What's working? And this is kind of like the anti that. This is like the anti-trend. This is the thing that's going to get you really like listened to and, again, seen, trusted, right? And you can do this forever and ever. Amen. This isn't one of those things where like it's not a flash in the pan. Like, this is like the thing. But it's always hard, right? And if you're like me and you don't really have like that smooth of a voice, or this doesn't come naturally to you, this whole idea of thought leadership does not come naturally to you, then you're going to like what I have to say today. And maybe even if you do feel like you have a lot to say, but you're not sure how to bottle it. I have found that your most powerful content is not the stuff that follows the trends. It's not the dancing on the TikTok, right? I mean, that's never going to move the needle in your business anyways. And you know that. We all know that, right? And I don't even think it's in creating like a content calendar and saying we need to talk about these like things. It's literally the goal is lying inside of the rants that you're too afraid to post or to talk about. And I don't mean just being polarizing. I just mean original thought. There's so much going on about what we're supposed to talk about, right? And it's like, I want you to kind of distill this down into like, what do you actually have to say? Or like, what are the things that no one's saying? Or what are the things that are unique to your perspective that other people don't have or know because they're not going through what you're going through? And so a lot of times this will come about when we are helping students or clients, like we're working with clients privately or within Funnel Gorgeous or however. A lot of times this is when these things happen, is like real life stuff, or when we're going through it, right? Sometimes we're going through something and we're like, oh, I wish I could talk about this, but like, I don't know how to talk about it. And so like, this is the goal that happens when you're talking to like a friend, or you're talking, especially like a business friend, a biz bestie, and you're like, oh, what's so annoying? And like, all those conversations are the ones that everyone wishes they could hear. I remember so many times when I would go to like masterminds back in the day, And people would be like, what did you talk about? Like, I just want to be a fly on the wall in that mastermind room. And I'm sure you felt this before. When you see on social media, like these like people that you follow, they all go hang out together. And you're like, if only I could listen to the conversations that they're having in those back rooms, like, oh my gosh, like it would be amazing. Right. And so, which is fun. So it's funny. So it's like, when you're in the room, you're like, no one cares about this stuff. But when you're not in the room, you're like, what are they talking about in there? Right. Let's get to talking about how to bottle this up, because I think there's a right way, there's a wrong way, and then there's like okay, well, like I'm just going to tell you my way and then just hope that it helps. Where it starts is just obviously like I said, me encountering a problem or me being annoyed with something. And so the first level of this is you being hyper like aware and sensitive to when these things happen in your life or like in your business or what people are talking about, because it could not even happen to you. It could be someone else that it happened to, but you need sort of a hyper awareness to kind of make mental note, an actual note, a voice note, like somewhere, make a note of what the thing you're having. And for me, I'm not going to remember if I make a note. I've made lots of notes and then they just go to die somewhere and they just disintegrate. So what I do instead is I literally do an Instagram story about it right in that moment. And so this might work for you if you're the type of person who, you can't, the idea will float away into the ether. Do it in the moment. And so this is what I do. So if I have something I'm like, oh, I just got off of a coaching call or a client call or whatever, or just something with my friend or like a Vox, whatever it is, right? I sit down for a second and I go, oh my gosh, that's a really annoying thing, isn't it? And then I gather my thoughts for about 10 seconds and then I just start recording. Like I don't do too much prep on this phase because I need to verbally process it. And however you are, if you're, you like writing things down, if you like thinking, if you like talking, like you process your thoughts however you need to. But for me, I need to process them verbally. So this is how I'm using stories. But I'm also doing that strategically too, right? I'm verbally processing, but also people like to verbally process with me. People like to listen to my stories because it kind of gets people, it's like that unpolished, right? And they actually, they're craving the rawness of the human experience of like, basically, what would it be like if, we just went and grabbed coffee with Cathy and she was just ranting to us and not caring about what anyone that was listening. My Instagram stories are that. They are sitting across from me at coffee and me just going, oh my gosh, this is so annoying, you guys, like, da 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 da, right? And so it's like, that's really like what that is. So take that how you will, however you like to process information. If you need to write it down first and then go on, but I do want you to share it in some way, shape, or fashion that is like not as polished, because there's a lot of juice in that orange, right? Of the unpolished version of you coming out. And so pick your place where you want to do that, whether it's just, like some kind of a blog post or on Facebook, or if you want to write it out or, wherever you go, like get it out in an unpolished form. For me, it's Instagram stories and it's several Instagram stories, but I'm telling you, people, and as much as I think no one wants to hear it, they do want to hear it because they tell me they want it. They're like, oh my gosh, you're so right. Thank you for saying something. Right. So like, I'll get the feedback that people enjoy it. Or they just laugh at me and just like, who cares? I guess I'm entertaining. Either way, that's fine. So that's like number one, is you need to capture the fire. So I guess like step 0 is noticing when the fire is, brewing in your belly. And then step number 1 is capturing the fire some way. So like save it somehow, put it out there. Again, you can save this like privately, but for me, like why waste, the engagement and not have it like public, right? So like that's where like the clarity is going to start. And then, so when I am telling those stories, an Instagram story, I'm actually like clarifying my idea. I'm like, it's this. And the whole time I'm talking, I'm trying to hear the opposite side as well. Like, so I'll like watch back my story and go, yeah, but, and try to imagine if I'm in their shoes. So like, they might be like, yeah, but you're not thinking about this. So then I'll do a second story. I'm like, well, you might be thinking blah, 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 blah. Right. So I'm trying to fully flesh out the idea. Like, how would other people perceive it? Is there any like, would anyone say anything against that? Or would anyone say, yeah, but you're not, what about this situation? Right. So I'm trying to look at the problem in 3D and see what everyone would have to say about it. And sometimes I don't get that until they actually do comment. Sometimes people will comment, privately on my stories and they'll say, yeah, but what about this? And so I'll get back on later that day and like finish the rant. Right. So sometimes a rant will last like an entire day, 24 hours, and I'll get on there a couple times, but usually it's just like a small piece. So that's the first thing. Now, the second thing you want to do is start to kind of give it some legs. And so what I do and organize it. Again, I am very like off the cuff. I don't speak in complete sentences, which doesn't seem to bother anyone, which I'm surprised about, but it doesn't. And so I take all that because there's a lot of good in there, but it's just all like jumbled up and it's kind of ranty, right? And so I want to like turn it into something. So I transcribe it. So I take it, I actually like on Instagram, you can download like each individual like story, or you can, do the whole video, like the whole 24 hours, right? So I download like the whole like 24 hours, what all of the stories into one thing. I take that video, I throw it in to get transcribed, and then I pop it into AI. So then once I have the transcription, I have it like all written, all of everything I wanted to say. And then I throw that in there and I start asking questions. I basically have AI turn it into a thought or like a fully fleshed out thought. And so usually I ask it to do a blog post. I say, turn this rant into a blog post that's like really helpful. And so it turns it in from, just me going, this is super annoying, or this is what I found out, right? Into like making it helpful, which I try to make it helpful in the beginning, but that's neither here nor there. This again it's gonna put it in a logical order because sometimes I jump out of order, right? So I transcribed it, I reflect on it, I turn it into like a really long blog post sometimes. That's usually like the best kind of content I've found, because then once I have it in a blog post format, then I can do it into content. I can shape it and mold it into content. So that's my step 3, is that once the message is clear and concise and it has all the things in there, sometimes I'll add things. I'm like, well, you didn't think about this, or you didn't talk about this part. So sometimes I'll like shape it up a little bit. But then once I have that document, y'all, like there's so much I can do with it. So again, this is my original thought. These are my like real life experiences. These are not AI made up, right? And I make sure AI doesn't add anything in there that I don't agree with, or like it doesn't start to elaborate. Like it's literally just my ideas transcribed into a human form, right? But now I can take that original idea, I can make a carousel post. I can make a reel, and just a simple like B-roll reel, and then throw in a really smart social caption, IG caption. I could write an email about it, right? I don't usually do our emails, but like if you write your own emails, absolutely would be great fodder for an email. Like those are the best emails. When people are ranting, I'm like, grab my popcorn and I'm like, let's go. Like I want to hear the tea, right? So it would make great email. I mean, and honestly, it could even be a podcast episode, right? You could be like, hey, I'm going to talk about a rant of like whatever, and it turn it into a podcast episode. I mean, the things are endless. I mean, you could even actually do, if you didn't post those original stories, maybe you turn that into stories, right? Like maybe if this is just written form and you haven't posted anything, you can do a series of Instagram stories teaching, or you can go on Instagram Live, right? Like there's so many places. And what is so lovely about this is it's such a deep and human connection, right? Like this is actual human thought. And I will tell you, there is a big difference between human thought and AI thought. And I'm sure like eventually they'll be so blended we won't tell the difference. But right now, humans seem to be able to pick up on it. And because I notice when I post these like ranty like thoughts, right? These like original thoughts, I guess I'm calling them, those are the ones that get me more traction than me going, what should I talk about today, AI? And it telling me some ideas. Like it doesn't, those never resonate like the ones that are like real and raw. And it's like, again, it's like bottling up the gold. It's like taking the human gold and like turning it into things. But again, it has to be that original thought. So it's not that like turning the original thought into content isn't the bad, like that doesn't dilute the content. It just shapes it. And so, but I think you have to have that foundation of the really good content to start in order for this whole thing to work. So you want to be, thinking about in the moment, hey, is this something I could be talking about? And sometimes it doesn't land. It's like super niche and like no one gets it. And that's totally fine too. Who cares? Like at least I'm putting something out there, right? But I really do think that turning these rants into gold is what makes a thought leader a thought leader. And this is how they share those ideas, is they have to start from something. And because really, like, we all want to be seen, but we don't want to be talking about the same things either. Like we want people to pay attention to us in this noisy space. And this is how we do it. We want more subscribers. We want more people to trust us. And so that they actually buy from us. This is that human connection that allows people to like, hey, like they're being a little bit vulnerable. And so I'm going to be vulnerable. It just opens up. I don't know. People put up these walls, and then the more, open and raw and honest you are, those walls come down even faster because they know, like, and trust you, right? They start to be like, okay, I totally get it. They're saying, yes, they understand me. They get me. Because again, your original thought is not original. Someone else is thinking the same freaking thing and no one's talking about it. And someone wants to connect with someone about it. What I started with this whole episode with talking about, I think you're going to like this. What I think you're going to like about this is actually this whole idea of being able to be honest and open on social media. I think we're so afraid of being honest because we're going to say things the wrong way, or it's going to be taken the wrong way, or whatever, right? Or we're supposed to be polished, And so it actually feels silencing, like stifling to us, right? So I actually think you're going to like this better because then it doesn't feel fake. It feels authentic. You're going to be able to say what you want to say. And honestly, you're going to feel like your voice matters because your voice does matter and we do want to hear it. And so you're holding back and you're not saying what you want to say. And again, I'm not saying, hey, let's like start hating and saying mean things about people on the internet. Like I'm assuming that you're a normal human and you're not a troll and you actually have really cool things to say and share with people. Those are the things I want you to rant on. I should have probably like prefaced this with, I mean, good content, like something that will help people, like genuinely help people that people actually want to know, right? Not just like complaining or whining or being like a Debbie Downer, like actual good content. Like that's where I'm assuming that you have really good ideas that are locked away in your head that you're not sharing. So I'm pretty sure we're on the same page with that. I think this is going to feel good because you finally feel like you're actually saying what you want to say, what you're talking about, what you want to talk about. And you're using those like really good nuggets of gold, and you're turning them into all different types of content and ways to connect with people that they can on their levels. Some people like reading written content. Some people like listening. Some people like watching. And so you could take one idea and turn it into all these ways to connect with all these different type of learners. So I think it's super duper cool. And the best part is you're not having to fake it. You're not having to reinvent yourself and be a different person. Like you're just literally you. You just need to notice that fire and show up, and you need to capture it. I mean, your best content is literally probably already happening in your day all the time, and you're just letting it fly away and you just haven't like packaged it up yet. And so that's what I want to encourage you guys today. Take those moments and pause and just try this out, like just one day, right? You can give me one day. Just try one day of your rant. Just try this once. Do a rant. I think you're going to feel good. I think people are going to like it, but and you might need to practice it a little bit. I want to really encourage you because I feel like this would make the internet a much better place if we had this type of content out there and this was filling up our feeds. Like how much more fun would the internet be, or at least the business side of internet. And so I want to encourage you guys that today. I would love, if you want to tag us on this content that you create, we'd love to see it at Funnel Gorgeous on all the things. And we will see you next time. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. Bye. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. We're just getting started with this podcast, and we're so excited to have you on this journey with us. If you found value in today's episode, we'd be over the moon if you'd consider subscribing. It's like a virtual high five that keeps us going. And hey, if you're feeling extra gorgeous, leaving a review would mean the world to us. Your words not only make our day, but it also helps other amazing folks just like you find our show through your review. Lastly, if you know someone who could use a little sales pep talk, why not spread the love? Share this episode and let's grow this gorgeous community together.